Hello everyone and welcome to Senior Susie Stamps. I'm glad you're here today. I had a friend ask me recently if I had ever made any solid white cards, and I said, well, I don't think I have. So I thought today I might work on that, and I want to work on a square format. And when I work square, I start with my envelope, because I have gotten myself in trouble several times. Learn from my experience. This is a 5.5-inch square envelope, so your card needs to be 5.25, especially if you're going to put any dimension on it at all, which I'm planning to do. So the other thing that I've done is to take two different circle dies. This one, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is an old Stampin' Up set. And then I have gotten some Craft Addiction UK dies, and if you're in the United States, there is a place now that sells Craft Addiction UK, and this is a wonderful set. It's a scallop stack circle, and I combined it with this one from Stampin' Up because I thought it would make some really nice frames, and they did. Now, one thing about cutting like this is it's nearly impossible to get it exact on a circle. So when you cut it, sometimes you have to kind of turn it. If you're going to double it up like I did here, you have to turn it until you get just exactly the right spot where it fits together, because I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's just a tiny bit wider here than it is there. But if you're only doing one layer of something like this, then you don't have to worry about it. I'm going to leave those two taped together because I am going to make some more cards later on this week. But today, I just want to make a simple, straightforward, all white card. But I hope it will be interesting and have a lot of dimension that will be a satisfying card to receive. And I've gotten some things. You know, my friend Jackie sent me some die cuts. And so part of the die cuts that she sent were these white ones. And I guess that's why I really kind of started thinking about this card. She also sent me a really nice happy birthday. And I have another set of dies that are dragonflies. Let me show you that set if I can put my finger on it right quick. This is another Craft Addiction UK set, and it's called Elegant Dragonflies. There are several different sizes in there, and they're very, very pretty. And I thought maybe we would put just a little bit of this glitter glue that I got from the Dollar Tree the other day. It's a kind of a holographic iridescent, and I thought that would be just perfect for the wings of the dragonfly. So let me get started here. I'm going to get some foam tape. And I believe today I will look in my stash of foam tape here and see if I don't have some narrow strips that are already cut. I think I don't see them. Where are they? Well, I guess we will be cutting some. How about that? That won't take very long to do, especially with my longer blade scissors. And I'm just going to cut these in half, and that makes them more flexible to turn around this circle, because I do want to elevate it up just a little bit. And I'll leave the rest of this out because I think I'm going to need some of that too. So I'm going to put this on the back of this die cut circle and try to kind of bend it around. And if it won't bend and it doesn't look like it's going to very nicely, then all I'm going to do is just cut smaller pieces and keep moving around with it. It's no big deal, one way or the other. We'll get it done. This is going to be a birthday card for a friend of mine, and it will require a little extra postage because it is a square card, and I am going to send it in a square envelope. That's just part of card making to me. But if you are challenged for postage, then you could make this a 5x5 card and send it in a 5x7 envelope in the United States, and it doesn't require extra postage that way, the way a square card does, because they can't machine cancel square cards, so they charge more for them. That's just the nature of it. These days, people have to charge for everything. A pet peeve of mine. At any rate, so let's get this card put together because I think it's going to be fairly simple to do. The question I had when I was thinking about this card was, do I want to put this piece here in as a lower element, or do I want to not have it and use it on something else? And I'm thinking I probably am going to put this in a minute and glue that down. So I want to put this piece down first so that I can drop that down in the middle with some glue on it. And I'm just going to pull my tape off. Oh, I should tell you about this card base I made. I cut it to 5 1/4 from an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and I cut it on the 8.5 side to 5 1/4, and then I cut that piece to 10 1/2, and I just scored it right in the middle. So let me get my tweezers, because you know I can't function without them. And we'll try to get this with an equal border. And I've got just a little bit of double edge on that scallop showing. I'm going to try to move it over here to the side where I'm going to put my little banner that'll stick out just a little bit. And I think this is just about right here. There we go. And so now I'm going to put some glue on one of my circles, and that will leave another circle to play another day. Okay, let's get this bad boy glued down and build this card. And I'm just going to slip this right in back behind the frame so that it fits just perfectly like it was made to go there. And there we are. And so now what I want to do is kind of decide a little bit on placement of these things. And I'm thinking probably I'm going to cut. This is a coneflower, and I believe I will cut one of these off here and decoupage it onto this piece with some foam tape for a little added interest that way. Let's do that. And of course you could, if we weren't making a white card, you could color this with any medium that you wanted to, watercolor or ink and brush or alcohol marker or pencils. It's whatever you want to do, but this time for this card I would just want to try an all white card. So maybe here, and you can see now, I hope you can see that this creates a nice shadow here. Unfortunately, the white paper that these are made out of and the white paper that I use are a different color. These have a little more creaminess to them, but I think it's going to still be okay. And I think I will do the same thing with this one. I'm going to cut these larger flower heads off and foam them up just for a little bit of interest on those as well. Let's see how that looks. When you're doing a solid white card, sometimes you have to be a little inventive on how you want to add interest to that card. And certainly dimension and glitter are two very good ways to do that. This is a little tedious probably to watch, but it won't take but just a second to do. I'll just have to get my Aunt Julia said you just got to hold your mouth right. Okay, let's do one more there, and then that will be enough to give us just that little tiny bit of elevation there on that one as well. And there we go. Okay. So I'm thinking probably something along this line here will be nice for this card. Maybe run that right up to the top. There we go. Okay. So that works for me. Let me get these glued down now. And I'm going to start with this one because it doesn't have any dimension on it, and it's going in the back layer here. It doesn't take a great lot of glue to glue these down, but there are some very thin pieces here, and you do want to get some glue on all of them so they don't hang up in the envelope when your recipient is pulling it out. And I want to put this one right up in the middle, standing straight up. And I'll bring the little tails all the way down here and all the way out like that. And then just tap it down to give that glue a little bit of contact. And we'll do the same with these. Whoops. That's where these little micro tips on my glue bottles really shine. They are very, very easy to use, and you're able to control the amount of glue that comes out. And there we are. And finally, the coneflower. You'll have to let me know what you think of this card, and I'll be interested to hear. I may do some later on this week that are colored, that has some painted ink on them. I'm not sure if I'll have time or not, but if I do, I'll post those over on the Facebook page. So now we need to decide, is this the ribbon we want, or is this the ribbon we want? And I'm kind of the mind that that's the ribbon we want. So let us put a little foam on the middle of this and a little glue on the outside edges. And then we'll figure out the placement of the dragonfly and the sentiment, because they will have to coordinate for this to work out. Let's see. I think we just kind of set it down here like this, a little equal distance from the bottom and from the sides. There we go. And then our little happy birthday and our dragonfly coming in. That's going to be a pretty card, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, let's just glue this down flat since we have enough dimension going on here to give us a little interest on this all-white card. Now, I'm sure if you were making this in your studio, your white paper would all match up and it would be just stunning. But in this case, it doesn't, and I don't find it to be too much of a distraction to me to see that. And I'm going to put this one right about there. And I've already curled the wings just a little bit in my hand like this. So it didn't take much to do that. And I'm going to put glue on the body only. You can see this is a piece that was a scrap because I got some pencil mark on it, which of course won't bother anything. There we go. Right like that. And now I think just the tiniest little bit of glitter glue on the dragonfly wings would be a very nice little addition to this card. And when you're doing glitter glue, you need to be careful when you start your glitter glue out. Let me get a piece of scratch paper here. So what I'm saying is you need to be careful that you don't make a big spat, because that happens sometimes when you have a little air bubble in your dispenser of your glitter glue. This case, this bottle is so full that it shouldn't have any at all whatsoever. And you'll notice that I'm kind of putting this down a little heavy, but I'm kind of trying to follow those little veins in the dragonfly itself and cover quite a bit of that wing. There we go. Oh, I think that's going to be a really pretty card once it dries and it is all finished up. But I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you'll come back next week. And I'll see you then. Bye, everybody.